I used to think that financial freedom was for everybody else except for me, that somehow I didn't deserve it. And if you're thinking the same thing, don't worry, you're not alone. It wasn't until I learned these lessons that everything changed. And so today I'm sharing those with you and what I wish I would have known sooner. Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen. I'm your six-figure corporate girly. I audit billion-dollar financial institutions, and I help women strategically align their finances to achieve their highest financial goals and dreams. These are 3 financial lessons I had to learn the hard way. The very first lesson that I learned is that financial sabotage starts on the inside. I had a lot of excuses growing up from my childhood and from the way I was raised, and I carried those with me into adulthood and was blaming all of these outside circumstances on why I didn't have what I want and why I wasn't making what I wanted. And so I had to actually learn that I was the one sabotaging myself. I grew up very, I wouldn't say poor, but we definitely had a lot of financial struggles, and my parents worked really hard for us to take care of 5 kids, but I had to buy a lot of things myself. I had to figure out my own financial independence. I had to pay for college all by myself. A lot of things I had to do alone. At one point, I found myself $70,000 in debt, and you might be thinking that is ridiculous. I was trying to have some sense of control, and my way of having a sense of control was my way of sabotaging me. I was buying what I wanted. I was spending what I wanted. I didn't really think about tomorrow, but I did ultimately pay the price for that and had to pay all of that back. Honestly, what was happening was my life was out of control, and I was trying to fill my emotional emptiness with spending money on things that didn't actually truly heal me and help me at the end of the day. I ended up going to therapy and trying to find healthy ways to balance my emotions without overspending and sabotaging myself. Nowadays, I have a much healthier relationship with money. I realized that for me, being out of control on the inside ended up showing up as symptoms with my money on the outside. So once I was able to heal myself internally and figure out how to handle my emotions in a healthy way, I no longer had the sabotaging issues that I had with money before. By becoming aware I was doing that and doing the inner work, that was the first lesson and foundational shift that I made to stop the sabotage. The second lesson that I learned is that planning ahead isn't restriction, it's freedom. I used to feel like saving money was a punishment because I didn't actually know what I was saving for. And so I would look at it and go, why am I saving when I could actually just use that? And to be honest, it got used for something completely ridiculous, probably. So anytime I was told to save, it just felt restrictive. I didn't want to do it. I didn't know why I was doing it. I didn't have a goal. Any of that money that was saved would just disappear. How did I change this? I actually started giving my money a purpose. I have assigned meaning to each bucket of savings that I put aside. So I have a savings for an emergency fund. I have a savings for a wedding. I have a savings for my pets. I have a savings for car repairs. Every single thing that I have has a meaning now. I'm planning for things that actually matter to me. If you're really liking this content so far and what I'm saying is resonating with you, I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. It really helps my channel. Thank you so much. There's nothing like the peace of mind of having money set aside for something that you've saved for instead of going into debt. Let me give you a real life example. I had to go have the brakes changed in my car recently. Before me, the person who had not learned the lesson about planning ahead would have gone in. I would have not known how much anything costs. I knew I would have needed to have gotten it done. I would have put it on a credit card. I wouldn't have been able to pay it off, and I would have paid hundreds and hundreds of extra dollars worth of money because I didn't have a plan. So now the person who's learned the lessons today and knows that planning ahead means financial freedom, I had actually been saving up money. I had saved up about $2,000, not knowing what car repairs I would have, but saving up $2,000 for just in case, because I have a car and I know that eventually I'm going to have to repair something. So I went into the auto repair place and they quoted me for $1,400, and before then I would have panicked. But I just smiled because I knew that I had money saved and set aside and I was prepared, and the feeling of peace that had just come from head to toe, just washed over me, was priceless. I had no stress, I had no guilt, and I didn't have to spend any extra money on interest because I had to put it on a credit card. I had none of that, and it was just handled and it was done and it was paid for. So that's a lesson I wish I had learned sooner, is that planning ahead isn't restricting, it is actually freedom. Get on my waiting list for the financial budget blueprint. I'm working on this right now and I teach you exactly how to plan out your money. The very last lesson that I had to learn the hard way is that you have to start small. The truth that I wish someone had told me, I can start small and I don't have to have everything by tomorrow. I don't have to have my full emergency fund in a month's time. I don't have to have a repair fund for my car 2 months from now. I can actually just take little incremental steps. And that's something that I've learned about financial stability, is really just starting small and starting with what I have. Honestly, it really only takes one tiny step, one small mind shift. Ugh. One small step, one small change, one small mindset shift, one small habit, one small win at a time. Honestly, that's all you need for now. Something that you can tell yourself is that you're learning to be good with money. So for example, I was never told that you can actually save up for Christmas gifts. This is one of my big financial dreams, and it's something that I look forward to every single year. And no one told me that I could actually take a little bit of my paycheck and save up to a goal amount and then have my Christmas gifts covered. So now I save about $58 every single paycheck, but I'm doing it a little bit at a time. So at Christmas time, I have a budget of $1,500 that I've saved over all those months that I can spend on whatever I want for whoever I want. And it feels so good. And all of that started with one simple change. And don't beat yourself up if you can't reach that goal the first year. The first year I started doing that, I didn't save up the full goal amount. I had maybe half of that, but I still had something, and it gave me extra incentive to want to reach that goal the next year. So by the second year that I was doing that, I actually was able to fully fund my Christmas goal. I didn't feel deprived. I didn't feel restricted. I felt empowered, and I felt really excited. So tell me, what is one small thing you want to work toward saving for your small financial step? If you're feeling resistance, or you feel like there's no way you can take a small step, there may be a money block sabotaging you, go ahead and get my free money block quiz. It's in the description below. It tells you exactly what money block you're facing right now, and I give you actionable steps on how to banish that money block. So let's wrap this all up and tie it in a pretty bow. So the very first one was mindset. You have to go within to figure out why you're going without. You have to heal whatever the mindset is that's keeping you stuck and sabotaging. The second one is having a plan, becoming financially free, and having all of your money have a purpose to help you achieve your goals. And the third one, start with where you are and start with what you have. It doesn't take a lot to get that snowball rolling down the hill, and it starts with one small thing. Let me know in the comments below what is one small thing you're gonna do to start changing your financial future. And I'll see you in the next one.